Welcome to our tutorial on shirsalasana, Dolphin Pose. Such a great word, shirsalasana. So Dolphin Pose is a preparation for anything that we're going to do on our forearms. So probably the most famous is our forearm stand, or pinchamayurasana. So feathered peacock pose is where we're actually balancing on the forearms, lifting the legs, and it looks like the display of a male peacock's tail. So how do we work into our dolphin pose to start with? So let's come to downward facing dog. So starting in tabletop, getting our alignment here, because our alignment for dolphin pose is pretty much the same as our alignment for downward facing dog. So tuck the toes and press on up, drawing the heels down to the earth. So with our dolphin pose, our alignment is pretty much the same here, spreading the hands, palms down into the earth and lifting back into the hips, so the hips are driving up towards the sky. So the difference here is that we're actually going to come down onto our elbows. So don't cheat this. It's important that you get this number 11 happening in the elbows and the hands here. And you can see that my heels lift slightly from the earth, and I'm still working the same alignment that I had in my downward facing dog. Chin tucks to chest. The elbows press, or the forearms press into the earth, and I have that internal rotation of the arms, so they're squeezing back towards the midline. External rotation of the upper arm so that I'm broadening across the shoulders, and I can breathe here. So in order to come into our forearm stand, we're going to work a little bit of height with the hips. So we're going to start to lift the hips here, and we can press back. And so these are just some little exercises that you can work in your dolphin pose to get your hips up over your shoulders, which is going to make that forearm stand easier and create a little bit more strength and power in the forearms. You can press directly back up to downward facing dog, take a little break, and you can come back on down to your dolphin pose. You can even drop down to the knees and take a little break here, taking the weight off the forearm. So that is our dolphin pose. So it doesn't look like a particularly challenging pose, but it's loads of fun. And I think that when you start to work the back body over the top of the shoulders there, so you're moving the hips over the top of the shoulders to come into that forearm stand, it does provide the body with a number of different challenges. And so you might feel that in the biceps in the front of the arm, and the triceps in the back of the arm here. So you can start to do a couple of little stretches here, tucking the hands back, or the fingers back towards the wrist, feeling a little bit of a stretch there. And this goes for your downward facing dog as well, as you're moving in and doing some of that arm strength work, turning the hands, palms up towards the sky, lifting the shoulders. Feels good. Lift the shoulders, draw the shoulders down. You can take a little tricep stretch here, so pulling that arm back down through the midline of the back, swapping it over, doing the other side. Hand comes down through the midline of the back, opening up through the chest, feeling that stretch through the tricep. I'm just going to turn my back towards you. Another stretch here, interlacing the hands, palms, and this time we're actually going to turn the hands, palms towards the floor and press the hands into the floor. So this is a really lovely forearm stretch, particularly after you've been in dolphin. You can inhale the breath and exhale and gaze back. And that is a lovely stretch down the forearms. You can stay there as long as you like. Release the hands and come back. So that's your dolphin pose. Enjoy practicing through that, and eventually we shall see you on the tutorial for pinchamayurasana, forearm stand.